How's it going, guys? Alex here, welcome back to another SSR analysis video, and I am going to be keeping this style for the foreseeable future just simply because the majority of you seem to like the video regardless of no editing, and the amount of support in that Kaiken Goku video was just incredible, so I thought I would go ahead and keep this style and obviously take a look at another unit. And today we are taking a look at STR LR Frieza. So if we jump straight into it, his leader skill gives a 7,000 attack boost to all types, so nothing crazy. He doesn't give ki like the androids and LR Goku, so as you can clearly tell, he only provides an attack boost, which isn't that great. And it's only a flat out boost. It would be better if it was a percentage boost, and if it was something around 100%, maybe even more. So he has two super attacks, a Death Ball at 12 ki, and he has the Emperor's Oppressive Conquest at 18 plus ki, causes colossal damage, so that's the first one obviously, and then the second one causes mega colossal damage to opponent and lowers attack and defense. That's pretty huge. If I'm not mistaken, only LR Frieza and the androids actually debuff, so that is pretty huge, and it's just typical for villains at this point. Like basically every single villain can debuff now, but I do rate the lowering attack quite highly because that may not be too common on certain teams. But then if we have a look at his passive, he gives a 13,000, he gets a 13,000 attack, and he also gets a 5,000 defensive boost. So this boost is bigger than the one that LR Goku gets, so he is going to be hitting harder, and we will get to that in a moment. To the whole calculation process. Links, strongest clan in space, universe's most malevolent, first of conquest, big bad bosses, fear and faith, legendary power, metamorphosis. So I initially thought that he had shocking speed, but it turns out that his main key link is fear and faith, which is actually pretty common on a mono STR team. Yes, I'm bringing up the mono teams, and it's also relatively common on a villain team, which we will get to in a moment after the whole damage calculation process, as I said before. And he actually does share quite a few Frieza clan links. Surprisingly, yes, he does. And there is a unit for his type that actually allows him to activate the majority of these links, thus allowing him to hit harder. So this unit is basically the Bardock of the tech type, if you get what I'm going with. So he has big bad bosses as well. So that's a 25% attack and defensive boost, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 25% when HP is below 80%. He has the LR link, but the majority, I don't think there will ever be a situation where you have two LRs on the same team unless you're doing a challenge video or something along those lines. And he also has some very high stats, obviously. I'm pretty sure that LR Piccolo is the only LR currently that has every stat over 10,000, but this guy obviously prioritizes his attack over anything else. He has a 12 ki multiplier of 200, which is pretty damn huge, the highest of the LRs, along with LR Goku, if I'm not mistaken. Let's have a quick look, because I'm pretty sure that LR Goku, the LR androids, and Frieza are the only ones with that 200. Sorry. So yes, Goku also has 200. I'm pretty sure Piccolo's the only one without it. I may be wrong. Let's have a quick look. Don't want to waste too much time here, and it doesn't even say, but I'm pretty sure the androids do have 200. What about Piccolo? Come on, yeah, he has 200 as well actually, so that's surprising. But let's now move on to the calculation. So this is the top 10 hardest hitting units in the game as of 8 days ago, and a big shout out to Mobile Man ASC. He does the top 10 hardest hitters list very frequently, especially when they release new units. And he takes into account the main links for that specific type. For example, these calculations were done with a Mega Shenron lead, a double Omega Shenron lead, his passive skill, the Big Bad Bosses link, the 18 ki multiplier, and Super Attack level 20 multiplier, plus the 30% attack boost that he gets when he gets two Super Attack 20, and a 30% boost from the dupe system. Now keep in mind, he only has one attack link, so to speak, active here. So when he is linked with that unit that I was talking about, that is going to be even higher. Look at the difference between Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks and LR Frieza, and that's without all of his main links active. You can say the same for Gotenks, but LR Frieza is going to be hitting much harder the majority of the time, especially if you do have that unit, which we will now move on to. So This is the team building section of the video, which I've recently decided to add just, make it easier for you guys to understand what I'm saying, because I do bring up mono leads a lot. I'm not going to lie. Before, I never brought them up as much, but then people asked for them, and then I was like, you know what, okay. So I went ahead and made the best possible STR team that supports LR Frieza. Me and D3 were actually talking about this and how we can implement LR Frieza. As I said before, I initially thought that he did have the shocking speed link, but he unfortunately doesn't. So we do have to go ahead and find units that have the Fear and Faith link, which there are a few. I'm not gonna lie, the majority of these units are pretty good. For example, Omega Shenron, obviously he is an incredible unit, probably the most underrated god lead. Fura, which is the unit I was talking about, has a ton of key links with LR Frieza, and those two attack links, well, no, that's the what do you call it? That's the Metamorphosis link, if I'm not mistaken. So those two attack links provide an additional 30% attack boost to that LR Frieza. And that's not even included here, so he's going to be attacking he's going to be hitting way harder than is stated here, especially if you link him up with Fura. And then you have Metal Rildo, he has Fear and Faith, you have Zamasu who has Fear and Faith, and then you have Android 17 who has Fear and Faith as well. And with the upcoming Universal Survival arc, he could potentially get a rebirth, which is insane, and he'll be much better. Because at the moment, he isn't too bad. He is an orb changer, so he can provide key to LR Frieza, but he isn't the greatest unit by any means. And you can say the same for Zamasu. His below percentage restriction is definitely one of the things that I don't like about him. But he's an okay unit regardless of that. But overall, this team is okay. You can provide a lot of support for Frieza with this team, obviously, because all of these units do have Fear and Faith. You have an orb changer. You have Fura, who provides a ton of key with obviously his links, and you also have a decent amount of attack links. Okay, but let's now go ahead and take a look at what a villain team would look like. Obviously, the majority of these units do have the Fear and Faith link. The only one that does not have the Fear and Faith link is Buhan, but he is pretty much essential to this villain team. And even though he doesn't have it, every other unit in this team obviously has it. And keep in mind that he also gets free key from Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black's passive. If you didn't know what he does, his passive skill gives free key to extreme types. So LR Frieza is basically going to be starting at 11 key every turn. And if he is in the middle of two units that have Fear and Faith, he is obviously going to be starting at 13 key. Which makes it a lot easier for you to use his colossal damage super attack, which is obviously going to deal a ton of damage. Fura isn't in this team, so you are missing those two key links and two attack links. But I mean, you can go ahead and get rid of a unit like Goku Black and put Fura in there if you want. He most likely won't link with any of the other units unless you obviously have the Fear and Faith link. So basically, for this team to work, well, for you to implement LR Frieza in here, you do want to go ahead and try to use as many. I can't find him. Use who? Yeah, there we go, Fura. So he pretty much links with everyone apart from Buhan, which is fine. But as you can clearly tell, he doesn't provide that much support apart from Ki. And for this team, you don't really need that much Ki. So it would be nice if he had like an additional attack link. He doesn't even have big bad bosses, but he is basically there to support Frieza if you do want to increase the amount of damage that he's going to do. Or alternatively, you could put an orb changer in there, such as, if I can find him again, this can get a little confusing sometimes. You guys have probably spotted him now. There we go, Android 17. Again, same problem as Fura. He provides Ki, obviously he has Fear and Faith, and he is also an orb changer, but he doesn't provide any attack links. And he also doesn't. He also doesn't link with Buhan. And then we have Fat Boo, rather, who is a pretty good orb changer. I'm not gonna lie, but he doesn't really link that well. He does provide. An attack boost, but as I said before, he doesn't link that great. Granted, as I said several times, this team doesn't really need that much Ki, but you do need to make certain decisions if you want to implement LR Frieza in here. Ideally, I would probably put an orb changer in here, or at least someone that links well with LR Frieza, such as Fura. To be fair, this isn't even a bad team at all. The majority of these units link. The only weak link here is between Buhan and Fura, which isn't even that bad, because the majority of the time you're going to have a Rose on the field, which is obviously going to allow you to super regardless of that. But yeah, that was pretty much it. I think I've covered all the important points. I've shown you guys 2 teams that could potentially work with LR Frieza. I've shown you the attack damage and how this could be even higher if you link him up with certain units. And overall, he is the hardest hitter in the game. He may not be the easiest to use. It depends on your setup, as I've said a few moments ago. But he is the best legendary rare. Yes, if you're watching this video, he is the best legendary rare as of today, the 22nd of January. But that is it, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it, and if you did, do not forget to leave a like and subscribe for more content. I'm pretty sure that some of you are wondering where the Dokkan content was, and Dokkan's basically dead at the moment. That's why I'm trying to upload different types of videos, still related to Dragon Ball, obviously, but it's always nice to put other content out there when Dokkan isn't putting out content itself, if that makes any sense. But I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you all in the next one.